So, I went in to get Edgar. Ooh, there goes an ambulance or something. No, it's a, yeah, it's a police car. Go, Sheriff, go! Catch them! Get them, whatever they are doing. All right, so I went into the store to try to find some oyster shell grits because I had read that a lot of birds require grit to help them digest their food, which I knew, but that parakeets don't, which I also knew. And I thought maybe Edgar needs some grit in his diet. Maybe, I know that the baby bird formula that I gave him had some grit in it when he was little, but maybe he needs more. And his pecking around outside hasn't gotten him enough, especially since it's been colder weather and we haven't had him out much because of his little naked head and we didn't want him to catch cold. Not that catches cold. I just didn't want him to get cold and then not feel well and have his immune system drop, etc., because we all know that going outside in the cold does not get you a cold. That's viruses and stuff like that. So, anyway, I went in to get oyster shell grit because if a parakeet gets some of that, they will eventually digest it. Why do people always message me while I'm trying to do this? I'm going to have to mute that thing or something. Anyhow, they did not have a real fine grit. I suppose I'll have to put it through some sort of a food processor. But I did buy this stuff. They do have this at Walmart, but it was the same price. So look at the look on this chicken's face. It's got a nice little comb on it. Is that a rooster? Anyway, I thought, that is a foul expression. Get it? Foul? Because it's like a bird. Am I not allowed to do dad jokes because I'm a woman? Is that some sort of, is that a sexist thing that women can't do dad jokes? Because I know you're not laughing. Well, you're laughing, but nobody else is. And I also bought on sale horse nuggets. I was just telling my children the other day that when I was a little girl, there was a horse in a field behind us. Well, there were 2 horses. Technically, at some point, there became 3 horses because they had a baby. Oh, I'm trying to think what we called him. Little something. Was it Littlefoot after The Land Before Time? I think it was. I think we called him Littlefoot. Anyway, the mommy horse would come up and let us feed her, and the daddy horse would let us feed him, and then Littlefoot learned to come even faster. I mean, he'd like run when he'd see us. So we started carrying all sorts of treats out to him, carrots and apples and things, like our apple cores, and the carrot stumps. But then we went out and bought some horse nuggets like that. Ours were bigger. They were like that, and these are more like this. Yeah, there's not much difference. Ours were round, kind of apple-shaped, and they were more like the size of a plum. That's it. They were the size of a plum. And these are like the size of a spool of thread. But anyway, I'm going to take my kids down. There's this weird little pathway between our place and Nixa. And there is this beautiful, beautiful horse ranch place along there that boards horses, and they've got these beautiful palominos, and they're always just out roaming around, and I want to pull over and feed them these horse nuggets because we've done it before with apple cores, but not in several years. I say apple cores, they're not really apple cores. They're like half-eaten apples. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because, we're suckers for horses, and it's like, oh, there's a horse. I'm not done with my apple, but they need it so much more than me. Look at how big they are. Now we'll be able to feed the horses. And I know one of the kids the other day said, no, Mom, that's lame. But actually, it might have been Christella, in which case it would be, no, Mom, that's lame. But anyway, she doesn't talk like that either. None of my kids talk like that. I don't know why I do those voices. It's just like when I imitate my mother-in-law. I always imitate her with the, oh, dearie me, can you believe this thing happened? Oh, no! And she doesn't sound like that either. It's like my mother had this friend named Hope who was, she'd put on airs. And whenever I would imitate her, I would use this phony British accent. Phony Bostonian accent, but you get the idea. Anyway, she didn't talk like that at all. She talked perfectly normal, but everybody knew who I was imitating. Back, I didn't always do this bad imitation thing, but at some point, probably late junior high, a bunch of my friends and I, when we would discuss this one other girl at our school, we would imitate her so that we would know who it was. But if she was actually watching, she wouldn't necessarily know who we were making fun of her. And it wasn't really making fun of her. It's just that she did such weird things. Yeah, I'm one to talk, aren't I? Yeah, I'm like the queen of weird. I understand this. But this girl, now I developed 2 years before she did. But once she got bosoms, she would walk around with her chest stuck way out, and she'd look at them. She'd oh yeah, the ladies are still here. Have you seen the ladies? Because I'm looking at the ladies. Here they are. They're still here. Aren't I special? Because I need a big old bra. And she wasn't even that well endowed. They might have been B cups, but I was a B cup. So whoop-de-doo-la-de-da. I wonder if she knows. Hey, do you know? You're watching me right now. I know you're watching. You're on my Facebook, friends. Yeah, do you know it's you? I bet you do. Or maybe you don't. That didn't need that laugh. I am having a hard day.